The Pittsburgh Steelers starting left guard, Isaac Seumalo, is out 3 to 4 weeks with a pectoral injury. And the Steelers have signed defensive end Cameron Heyward to a new 3-year contract extension. Also in the news, the Pittsburgh Steelers in this week have named the team captains heading into the 2024-2025 NFL season. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, let's start off with Isaac Seumalo. Isaac Seumalo dealt with a pectoral injury in practice this month, and it was rumored that, hey, the injury could be serious. He was taken back for evaluations, but the Steelers got some good news. It was not a season-ending injury. Usually pectoral injuries are scary because usually when it happens, you don't know if it's going to be a torn pec or not, and it wasn't for Isaac Seumalo. He will not miss the entire season, and he will miss around 3 to 4 weeks per Mark Kaboly. So even though this injury will have him missing some time, at least it's not as long as maybe some were expecting. And 3 to 4 weeks is still quite a while to be without one of your best offensive linemen, left guard, but it's better than being out for the entire season. So what does this mean in terms of the replacement? Who will be playing left guard? Well, Mike Tomlin in his press conference on Tuesday, he did speak on who's next up behind Isaac Seumalo. Some maybe thought Mason McCormick would be the guy, or maybe they would move Troy Fautanu to guard because he's not starting at tackle as of yet. So many people thought maybe, hey, one of those two guys. But no, Spencer Anderson, who's been on this team the longest out of those three players, will get the first chance to now be the starting left guard in the game against the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Tomlin said Spencer Anderson is the next man up. So expect Spencer Anderson to get the time there. Will he be starting come week 2, week 3, week 4? Who knows? If he does well, I don't see why he wouldn't. But as of week 1, he will be the starting left guard for our Pittsburgh Steelers. Spencer Anderson has been all over the offensive line so far in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers have experimented with him playing at tackle, guard, center throughout practice, throughout camp, throughout the preseason, and it looks like they finally settled in with him at the guard position, where that's right guard, left guard. It depends on injuries, but now he'll be playing at left guard. So, Spencer Anderson, this is his time to shine and show what he's capable of. Not only can he be a depth guy at every single position on the offense line, but can he be a starter in the NFL? We'll finally get to see that. Now, moving over to the second topic of this video, Cameron Heyward. The big topic around him this offseason was for a while, he was holding out or holding in. He wasn't at the OTAs. He did end up going to minicamp, training camp, and things like that. So he was only holding in, holding out, whatever you want to call it, for a little bit. But Cameron Heyward, he ended up being professional and going through practices. So what does that mean? Well, he wanted a 3-year contract extension, and the Steelers rewarded him with it now. After the Brandon Aiyuk trade did not go through, the 49ers re-signed him. The Steelers had the most cap space left in the entire NFL. So that means they could use it to re-sign and get some contract extensions going and use some of that money. So Cameron Heyward's contract gets done. So he benefited from Brandon Aiyuk not coming to the Steelers. Now Cameron Heyward gets his 3-year contract extension. To be honest, I was a little bit less than I actually thought it was going to be. So this is actually a pretty good contract, I believe. It was a 3-year, $45 million deal. So that's basically around, if you want to calculate it, $15 million per year. But that's the contract that Cameron Heyward gets. If you want the full details to it, this is it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have agreed to a 3-year, $45 million deal that includes $29 million in new money and $16 million fully guaranteed. Heyward is 35 years old as of right now, and he's in the final year of his previous deal. He is now under contract through 2026. So this allows the Pittsburgh Steelers longest termed player to stay under contract and finish his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, hopefully. To be honest, I was hesitant on giving him a 3-year contract because he is 35 years old. He's coming off of 2 major surgeries and he's been out for a while. It seems like he hasn't been healthy for quite a while. Even though his last healthy season, he did put up double-digit sacks, he is getting older and he's not able to stay healthy as of right now, so you really don't know if he's able to stay healthy again this season. But the Steelers decided, hey, doesn't matter, we're giving him the 3-year contract. I was hesitant on the 3-year contract. It didn't really matter as much about the money if you give him a short term, give him a 1-year extension, in my personal opinion. But the Steelers ended up just giving him the 3-year contract extension in which he wanted, and makes him a Pittsburgh Steeler basically to end his career to 38 years old. So looking at Cameron Heyward, he gets the contract extension. He benefited from the Brandon Aiyuk trade, signing, whatever, just not happening. And now in the coming days as well, expect more players to get re-signed. Maybe Najee Harris now gets a new deal, Pat Freiermuth, or some other players. So that's the second topic of this video. Moving over to the third and final topic is the Pittsburgh Steelers team captains have been named. So who are the captains heading into the 2024-2025 season? Well, the captains on offense alone by himself is Russell Wilson. In the past, you had guys like Kenny Pickett, he was a captain. Mitchell Trubisky 1 year was a captain. Najee Harris was a captain. But this season alone, the only captain on offense is Russell Wilson. Looking at the captains on defense, the same as the last few years, Cameron Heyward and TJ Watt are both captains of the defense. And that's as expected. Cameron Heyward has been on the team the longest, vocal guy, and he leads by his voice. But the guy who leads by example, not only is Cameron Heyward, he does that as well, but is TJ Watt. And he is named the captain, TJ Watt and Cameron Heyward of the defense. The captains of special team is Miles Killebrew. Miles Killebrew is the captain of special teams because he's the special teams ace for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what he does. He is the ace. He's on special teams. He blocks punts and he just makes tackles. And he's all around just a really good special teamer. That's why he's still in the NFL, because of special teams. And he's the Pittsburgh Steelers ace there. And he's now a captain once again, just like last season, of the special teams. So that does it. Those are the Pittsburgh Steelers captains heading into this season. And just to give my opinions on the captains, is there anyone left out who should have been a captain who wasn't? In my personal opinion, those are the right guys to be selected. I really don't see a reason to have 10 plus captains on the team, like some other teams. You see other teams, they have like 5 players on offense who are captains, 5 players on defense. I just don't see the need to do that. You pick the main guys, the most vocal guys to be the leaders and to be the captains, and this is voted on by the players. So the players obviously think that these specific players are best fitted for the job. I don't see a need to have 5 players, 10 players per offense, defense, special teams to be a captain. At that point, it's going overboard, and at that point, you're just giving it to every single player who's the top players so their egos don't get hurt. So, looking at this is the right decision. I don't really see another players to be named captains that weren't. So, Russell Wilson, Cameron Heyward, TJ Watt, Miles Killebrew, those are the captains for the season. Isaac Seumalo, he's out 3 to 4 weeks with a pectoral injury, not out for season. So even though it's an injury that will be missed in terms of him on the football field, at least he'll be back pretty soon towards the beginning of the season. And also Cameron Heyward, he gets his contract extension that he's been waiting for all offseason. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on all 3 topics of the video. Do you agree with a 3-year contract extension? Do you believe it's a lot in terms of money for how old he's getting? Or would you have done something differently? Also, how do you feel about the captains? Is there someone who wasn't named captain that you thought should have? Or is there someone who was named captain that you thought shouldn't have? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. or did you like it in general? Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Isaac Seumalo and Spencer Anderson getting the first crack at being the starter. Do you believe someone else should have had that position to be the starter? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of how much missed Isaac Seumalo will be. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything like that. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.